So I just got a haircut, got to get ready, got to get packing, heading to India in the morning. Gonna do my first circumnavigation of the world. Good morning, it's 5:30 a.m. here on Friday, February 20th, getting ready to head out to, let's see here. Hi there, well, here I am in Narita, Japan, about halfway there. Slept some, that's about as good as you can do. I'm here in Singapore today and getting on the plane now and heading to Chennai, India. Well, here I am in Chennai. I made it, but not my bag. That's travel. And things are going to get a little bit weird this week here in Chennai, India. Got a confession. I don't have a suitcase. Somewhere between Singapore and Chennai, India, my suitcase didn't make it. I'm on day 2, so same clothes for basically 4 days. Although I did have the chance to go buy some additional undergarments over the last few days. But if my camera work seems especially strange this time, it's because I have no tripods or microphones, etc. I'm just trying to balance my iPhone on various different objects out there. So that's my confession. Do you know, I'm here in Chennai, India all week here, and I'm just thrilled to be here. It's such a dynamic, exciting, and vibrant atmosphere to be in. You know, Chennai is just incredible. It has an incredible history. It's over 400 years old. It has 8.9 million people, which makes it about the 31st biggest city in the world, but it's 4th largest here in India. And this city is home to so much technology. Matter of fact, when I was driving along a road yesterday, there was Madras University on one side and a technical university on the other. There's universities everywhere. They're pumping out millions of technical trained employees and programmers and developers and data scientists. Guys, this is, no matter where you're at in the world, we need to understand this. We talk a lot about the digital frontier here and the digital transformation happening in just about every industry out there. These are the kinds of skill sets. These are the kinds of efforts, the concerted effort, the priority is to create the skill sets necessary for this new digital frontier. And you know what, right here in Chennai, India, they're demonstrating how that can be done. I'm here this week in beautiful Chennai, India. You know, this is a place with rich history, not only for us involved in high tech, but for those involved in global commerce. This place is filled with frontier-like energy, ambition, innovation, and this frontier, though, that we're talking about today is a digital frontier. In the 1600s, the idea that you could build a global business empire funded on global commerce from all around the world was just a dream for desperate adventurers. It was the frontier in business strategy and thinking. The concept of global commerce was just emerging, and the practice was filled with financial and very real physical dangers and risks. History is littered with the stories of tragedies and violent deaths for these desperate entrepreneurs. But here in India, they made something happen. The Portuguese, Spanish, and Dutch, they were the pioneers in international trade. Oftentimes, they're the ones that first went into a market, opened it up, found the best shipping lanes, but through European wars, oftentimes the British came right after, and in fact, kicked them out oftentimes. It was the British that weren't always the first ones, but they're the ones that institutionalized the whole concept of empire building and global commerce. Matter of fact, they made global commerce the foundation of an empire that spanned the globe and filled the dreams of their youth with fantasies and ambitions for centuries. Today I'm here in Fort St. George. This fort was built by the British as the first trading outpost in India. At the time it was called Madras. Here in 1644 is where they started building a fort. They built a city grew around it. They built factories. Factories were really just trading hubs where they had manufacturing and warehouses to hold the trade that was coming back and forth to Europe. Here in this very place, Fort St. George in Chennai, India. This week we're going to talk about international trade. Not just the kind that started here in the 1600s in Chennai, India as a result of the English East Indies Trading Company. No, we're going to talk about international trade in the context of today. And in today, it's digital. This is a place, Chennai, which is just filled with an energy. It's like a frontier spirit here. But unlike in past times in the 1600s when international trade blossomed here as a result of the English East Indies Company, today this international trade is blossoming around digital transformation. The world is changing from the physical to a lot of digital. You know, physical is never going to go away, but a lot of the physical products and services are becoming digital products. It used to be if you were going to buy something, you go to a physical store. Now, of course, you can go online. You can buy services, you can buy books, you can buy music, all that. It all transformed from a physical object, a record, a store, a DVD, to digital media. And you know what? You can make those and produce those and distribute those and load them on app stores for anywhere. So that is the digital frontier. And that's what we're really pondering here. What's it take to win and be in that economic winners column? The English East India Company was formed and owned by wealthy merchants and aristocrats. Why wealthy? Because it took a lot of capital, a lot of money to invest in something as risky, not only risky financially, but dangerous to your life. It took wealth and lots of resources to be able to stick it out there on the line and to send ships to the other part of the world to begin what you hoped for would be a profitable trade. Today it's not like that. Why? You don't have to buy ships. You don't have to send them to the other side of the world. This is a world of digital transformation. This is a world where the internet enables anyone with a laptop and technical skills to be able to build something that they can sell throughout the global market. It's a different world out there. And just like the pioneers and those frontier people, those adventurers who would go clear over to the other side of the world, to India, to Chennai, India, set up that St. George fort so they can begin trading in this part of the world in spices and teas and cloth and all kinds of different things and bring it back to the rest of the world. Unlike that, again, a laptop, a mobile phone, it's about all it takes today. It doesn't take a lot of capital. That means the rules have changed, because if it doesn't take a lot of capital and all it takes is a computer and a mobile phone and some education, the world of competition is so much bigger. And your opportunity to be in that economic winners column is so much greater today. You don't have to be wealthy or born an aristocrat to be successful today, but you do need some qualities and you do need some education. Why? Because in this world of global commerce and international trade, a world that's digital rather than physical in many cases, especially for places here in Chennai, where one of the biggest exports is your brain power. Is programming skills, is technical capabilities. So you don't have to be born wealthy, you don't have to be an aristocrat, but you do have to put in some hard work and some time. And you know, it's really important for all of us, especially those that are young and in college and just starting out their careers, to recognize this new world, to recognize what the skills and qualities that are needed to succeed and to be in that economic winners column. It's important. The world is a changing place. Wealth. Today, with some ambition, with global trade agreements, with the internet, with voice over IP, with international flights, and also education, technical education that's available today, we can do incredible things. Matter of fact, India has made massive investments, as we all know, in technical education. They've transformed themselves. They've jumped into this world of digital transformation, into this digital frontier. They've jumped in with both feet. And if you want to be in that economic winners column, it's going to take some skills, just like pioneers needed to have certain skills to be able to succeed in the new world. In this new digital world, you also need a different set of skills. Frontiers are packed full of opportunities. That's why so many of us love them. It gives any of us, no matter where we start in life, the opportunity to jump up and be in that economics winners column. You know, but here's what's important about this digital frontier. You know, if we go back and we learn lessons from what happened in America with the early pioneers and the early frontiers, you know, it took some real skills. Early American settlements, they suffered immensely because they brought over a lot of people with the wrong skill sets. They didn't have a workforce that actually had the skill sets to survive in that element. What element are we in today? It's a digital element. So let's ask ourselves today, what skills are necessary in this digital frontier to succeed and be in that economic winners column? You know, what was needed in the past was carpenter skills, woodsmen, shipbuilding, farmers, blacksmiths, metalworkers, gunsmiths, even hunters, fishermen. All these kinds of skills are what was actually needed in early America. And they didn't bring a lot of those skills, and they suffered because of it. Now let's talk about this new frontier, this digital frontier we've been talking a lot about. You need to know what skills are needed, don't you? You need to recognize what skills are needed and where the demand for those skills will be located. Because if you have the skills, but they're needed over there, and you're over there, that's not going to help. You need to know what skills are needed and where those skills are needed, so you can place yourself there with the right skills. So ask yourself, what skills are needed in this digital frontier? So what are those digital skills that we all need to survive in this digital world? I can just think of a few of them. You need to be able to have data knowledge, data science related knowledge, database knowledge, business analytics, and business intelligence. The ability to not only collect the data, know what data you need to collect, but also how to analyze it, how to find meaning of it, and how to report that back onto the devices of the users fast enough so they can be used in real time for real-time decision making. Those skills are going to be immensely valuable. Business analytics, meeting making, data science, mobile development, and also the infrastructure, having the knowledge to transform all these legacy back-end systems to real-time environments. Those kinds of skills are incredibly important, and having a broad understanding of what that means in this world of fast digital transformation. The economies are changing, the workforces are changing, the locations of jobs are changing, and you need to know all of this so you can be positioning yourself in the right places at the right time with the right skill sets. But not only that, you need to let the world know that you have those skill sets.